We are practicing speech writing and delivery. There are many aspects to delivering a speech properly. Professional communication skills are essential in any business setting. As a student, I have the need to refer or back up my ideas with some other professional advice. At some point, I will borrow someone else's words to emphasize my point. Evaluation is one of the key aspects in public speaking. I have also learned the importance of analyzing an audience. I have used some of these lessons even when dealing interviews for a new job. I will cover only 5 tips to remember in public speaking: evaluating a website, analyzing the audience, what is communication, fundamentals of speaking, and speaking to inform. Communication is sharing our ideas and information with others. I have found so much information on the internet. It is likely I will add unknown information to the crowd or audience. We are familiar with McGraw-Hill companies due to our course studies. I will not need the time to explain their credentials. Finding the proper information to include in a speech is the first and foremost importance to any good, reliable formal communication. I have included a theory presented at a McGraw-Hill higher education site. I found the organizational information theory to be relevant in this project's needs. This theory states that a person must be selective in gathering and presenting their information. As quoted, organizational information theory argues that the main activity of organizations is the process of making sense of equivocal information. Due to business needs, regulation, and laws, a person must pay utmost attention to dependability of the information and the ability to use the information without infringing on any legalities of use of the information. I am saying we do not and cannot plagiarize. Then I wondered how I cite someone's work while speaking. Much instructions is located at ehow.com. I want my usable quote to feel comfortable to me. I would only use a quote that is in a language level of the speech. I want the quote to be compatible with my speech style. In respect to my audience, it is better to use no quote rather than fit one in to meet requirements. To meet the request of the instruction and the audience, I looked and thought until I found exactly what would be of most interest to all. Finding the right quote may take many hours of research. There are so many fundamentals to public speaking. I found pronunciation the biggest obstacle. How I may choose to articulate tells the audience about me. I want the pronunciation of words to coincide with my evaluation of the audience without stereotyping the audience itself. How I choose to inflect words to emphasize different points will add character to my speech. I need to evaluate what I say and which word I want to grab the attention of my audience. I will have to pay attention to the audience also. If I notice that I am losing the audience's attention, I may have to use a catchy word in an emphasized manner. Did you take notice of the fact that I used my lessons on evaluating a website and my audience? A question directed to the audience will allow the audience to feel a part of the presentation. I do not want to throw information at a level that becomes confusing or overwhelming. I want my audience to feel an association with my speech. Evaluating this audience was as easy as going to the icebreaker discussion. I will not always have that advantage. I may have to realize where the speech is located. I may also need to wait until I see the audience and wing it from there. I will know the material so I can change up the way I intend to present it. The speech in itself will always be shorter than the time spent producing it. The audience will evaluate my speech. It is important to me that I look into account that my audience understands what I am presenting. I chose not to add any props to aid in my attempt. I reviewed my lesson in evaluating a website, analyzing the audience, what is communication fundamentals of speaking, and speaking to inform, and prepared this brief summary of it all. 5 points is difficult to address in 5 to 7 minutes, and the decision of what to include all falls on the speaker. Always remember to follow instructions when they are present. We are fortunate enough this time to have a review process. Sometimes I have to speak to the person who asked me to deliver the speech. I may want more instruction on what we hope to accomplish with this speech.